All right, welcome back, everybody, to the second episode of the Talkin' NASCAR podcast. I know it's not a great name. That's the frame I picked out till we get a better one. Back with Hitmaster and our new, should be permanent member, Jackson from the Jacks on Jacks Off YouTube channel. Frequent member on Pringleson videos.
Jackson. I love that name, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love that fucking name.
Thank you.
Jackson.
Yes.
He does all sorts of car
great.
content on his channel, so go sub to both of those guys. Let's get Jackson. Yeah.
So, first off, before we get into anything, let's talk about the shit show that we, or first, let's talk about the new guy, first off.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Viewers
Okay.
of my channel probably know a whole lot about him already, or a good amount of stuff.
Yeah.
But viewers
This is
of
the first
Hitmaster,
time I'm meeting him, so I'm learning as much as...
as you can see, he's requested to turn his camera off, which is perfectly okay.
No, I haven't. My camera's on.
Why do I not have your camera
thought-
on then? Hold on.
Yeah, I was saying I see him.
Oh, there he is. I had his video disabled for some reason. Whoops. There we go. Okay, now it should be good if you turn it on.
Yeah.
There he goes. There he is. All right. Now we're all set. I was wondering why it was off. But yeah, just introduce yourself. What's your favorite driver? What you like about NASCAR? That kind of thing. Before we dive into news and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm Jackson. I have been an alcoholic for 5 years, and I became a fan when I was like 10, and originally the reason I liked it was because there was this video game called Enter 2003, and I had a
Bomb
friend who
game. We're
created
gonna do a
this,
whole episode on that
and
game.
I had this friend who created like a fictional league where it was like we were all drivers, and I think what happened was I won a race a simulated race at Pocono where it finished under caution, and the top two cars hit the wall, and then I passed them, and in the tunnel turn. So that was pretty crazy. But the reason I like NASCAR is the
Connection's going out.
Yeah.
Your connection's going
I feel
out.
like it's one of those uniquely American sports, similar to baseball, but it's one of those sports crap. Well, that's not good.
Make sure you have nothing open. Oh, it's open.
I
at least.
don't know.
I'm just gonna take a sip of this monster real quick.
That's probably a good idea. As we get him worked out here. We're not the top. We don't have top recording equipment, so this. But you know what? That makes it much better.
I'm recording on my phone, so...
Yeah, this is on my PC, but you know, it's not the greatest PC. Not the greatest equipment. Anyway, as Jackson gets his situation fixed.
Yeah.
See?
Huh?
Oh, that looks better.
Oh, maybe.
Let me
Okay.
see if I can.
Maybe.
Okay, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's better.
Better. Okay, so just state it right. You like NASCAR again. That's kind of where you started cutting out.
NASCAR because it's a uniquely American sport, and unlike open wheel cars, open wheel racing, they can hit each other without potentially killing people. So that's always nice.
It is a more unique aspect of it for sure.
Yeah, and also my favorite driver was Jeff Gordon until he retired, and then it became Kyle Larson. Except for the year where he was kind of out for reasons. But
Those
yeah.
were the days.
But last year was great. It was a comeback year, and he won SB. He won the SB for best driver 2 weeks ago, I think. So that was cool. But yeah,
Sweet. All right, cool.
At least me and him have something in common. We were both a Jeff Gordon fan.
yeah.
Then you guys kind of went different directions. One of them joined me, and one of them joined the racist side.
Yeah.
So that is Jackson for you. Yeah, like I said, well, I have probably more guests coming on eventually, but should be the main 3 for now. But anyways, let's get into NASCAR news. I don't know what the hell is going on with Jackson's screen right now. Let's see if we can get that figured out. It's all like glitching out and shit.
I don't know what to tell you, man. This is crazy.
Just turn off your screen and turn it back on. See if that fixes it.
I mean, it's not messing up.
There it goes. There it was. Okay, it was good. There, now it's better. Okay, all set. So
right.
This will be coming up a week late, but we are going to talk about let's talk about the Indy Road Course. It's second edition, and it was pretty much the same shit show as it was last year.
Yeah.
Why can't they just take up the fucking circuit? Jesus Christ.
You know what's bad when people are pleading for the Indy Oval to come back?
Bring back the Brickyard.
Indy, because, yeah. I will say this. Tyler Reddick was one of the only cars that didn't do anything stupid. And that's because he was up front pretty much the whole race. So.
Yeah, he ran like a super fast qualifying time and then absolutely blew out the competition during the
pretty
race.
Much dominated.
I didn't actually watch the race. Then I saw Chase. I was checking on the app, and I saw Chase Elliott was in second on a caution. And then I checked back on the restart, and he was back in 18th. I'm like, who the fuck dumped him now? And so that was big pain.
I was actually at work, and it was the final stage with like maybe 2 laps to go, and I saw Chase Elliott in second, and then in my head I'm like, oh, this means Chase Elliott could win the race. Yay, that he can still be the king of road courses. And then, all of a sudden, out of left field, I just saw the second next to him to fucking 23rd. And that's when I just shut off my phone. I was like, you know what? It's okay. I get to see him at Michigan.
Yeah, I think this race, I mean, last year everybody could pretty much tell, Indy Road Course is done. Like, it was a dumb idea, but maybe it could redeem itself this one year. It happens again this year. There were people, like, trying to take the oval. There were people cutting the course. There's people, Kyle Larson, like, I saw the Kyle Larson crash. That was a wicked accident. And it's just like, it doesn't need to be there. Indy's a fad that's been gone from NASCAR. Just keep the Indy 500. You can keep the IndyCar series there. Like, it's not popular. It's stupid. It just shows that what they're trying to shove shit down our throats. That's my opinion on Indianapolis in general at this point.
From what I heard, also that Jimmy Johnson could come back. Maybe.
That would be
that, or he was just saying hello, old friend, because he saw his old car. Because on Twitter it showed him taking a picture of the back end of the 48 car, and he said, hello, old friend. And so I'm just like, one more race? Even though you screwed up the Roval?
He did do that tribute to that F1. That? He did that tribute to that F1 driver that retired. He's like, I hope you have a better retirement than me.
One of the things
I think that means he's kind of done. So, who knows?
Wait.
I don't know, Jackson. What are your thoughts on the Indy Road Course? You were there last year. What are your?
And it was fucking insane. The Indy race, and I was there for the whole weekend. The IndyCar race was awesome last year, and it was pretty good this year. The Xfinity race was pretty good last year and this year, but the Cup race was just horrible. They were like 8 wide at one point going into turn 1, which, if that was on the oval, people in the grandstands would be dead. And since it was on the road course, it basically ended up being a literal accordion. And on that final restart, Ross Chastain decided to to take a shortcut, which he went 10 to turn. He just went straight through. So, I mean, once I don't think he would have won the rest. At least in my opinion, Lance should have won. But, yeah.
So would you? Because I'm
That's
perfect.
my thoughts on Indy.
I think the IndyCar series should go there for the road course and for the oval, like they have been doing. But I think the Cup series just needs to be done with it. And Jackson's gone.
And he's gone.
Jackson is out of here. He's back. He has returned.
Oh, he's back.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
I don't know what happened.
So if the Indy road course goes and the oval doesn't come back, what should replace it? Because you can't replace shit with shit. So we can't have like Kentucky come back or whatever.
Huh. I don't know. Maybe Brickyard. The Brickyard 400.
But that race was like so... But people were complaining it's so boring. Like, personally, if it was between the oval and the road course, I would just say take the road course because at least there's funny stuff that happens in it. The Brickyard's literally just two guys dominate the whole race and then they win and nothing happens. Like, maybe there's like one little crash or whatever. Except for 2017 was the exception. That was just a shit fest and a half. But, you know, take that as you may. But like, I think Indy's ran its course with being popular on the circuit. It's got its history. That's why it's still there.
That, or what I would do, which this is a long shot, but I would take the road course off, and since they're rebuilding, either they're rebuilding North Wilkesboro and Rockingham. When Rockingham gets built, take off road course, or take off the Indy road course and put Rockingham there. That or put North Wilkesboro. Because then you have a legendary track, at least in the schedule.
I think North Wilkesboro will be more fitting replacement. I think I think Texas would be a better replacement to put Rockingham in myself. I don't know, Jackson, what are your thoughts?
And he's gone.
That's his thoughts about it.
I love how you asked the question. He's just, bye.
He's having some connection issues, so hopefully he gets that fixed.
Hopefully he'll come back.
Hopefully he returns again. We'll see. Because we're trying to make him a more permanent member of the podcast. So we'll see if he comes back. But I don't know.
I never showed you the tire that I have in my room.
Oh, you have a tire. Ooh. Me intrigued.
Got a fucking tire.
Holy shit, that is just a real ass tire.
Got a fucking tire, bro. It even has, if I could find where it is, it has the actual fucking coordinates.
Huh.
The right front tire and the third set.
Huh. That's quite interesting. So Jackson's not gonna come back. His connection's too bad. So, sorry, but he should be back for the next episode. He is planning on being a more permanent member, so that'll be all good. I guess we'll just keep talking as it is, so just carry on. But I remember I went to the Richard Petty driving experience one year, and they had just a bunch of tires sitting there, and you could donate a certain amount of money, it's like any amount you want, like a penny, $100, whatever, and you could take a tire. I so badly wanted to take a tire, and I just didn't. Don't know why. It was probably because it was 9 years ago or whatever. Don't know why.
I didn't even get it from a racetrack. My grandpa. So, my grandpa used to do fire extinguishers. And so he had to go all the way to Brooklyn to do the fire extinguishers. Which is very cool, because then that means he got to go to the garage and, do all that kind of sort of stuff. And for one of the times, one of the guys that were there said, "Hey, you want this tire?" He goes, "Sure, why not?" He kept it for a while, and then he's like, "You want a tire?" I go, "You want me what?" Because I didn't know what he meant by "on a tire." I thought he meant like an actual car tire, but then he rolled it out, and I was like, "Oh my god, he meant a race car tire." Fuck yeah!
It's like, hell yeah, I don't take this. My aunt and uncle, they have a tire as well. They said they give it to me eventually.
It also is from AJ Allmendinger's car. The reason how I know that is it says right front 47.
Oh, that's... Okay. That's cool.
So it's from JT Daugherty, I think.
That's a little while ago. When did he get that?
I was young.
Gotcha.
I know it wasn't from the next gen cars.
No, because he's been in the 16 for a while now. Well, only a couple years, really. Still.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever AJ Allmendinger was in the 47, probably in 2011, 2012. Well, no.
Later than that.
It was one of the years that AJ Allmendinger was on the 47.
Gotcha. I got you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So any final thoughts on this Indy road course situation? Because again, this is gonna be pretty outdated at the time it goes up, but still.
I mean, for me, it was okay. I mean, I didn't watch it fully. I have to look back at it to see if it was actually good. But the only thing I can say is I loved the Kyle Larson and Ty Dillon incident. Because right after that happened, I looked on Facebook, and you know that one meme where there's a train coming and you have that bus.
Oh, that!
It shows the text. It shows the text of Ty Dillon doing nothing, and then the train's Kyle Larson, and then it shows the second picture of the train hitting it, and then it shows it again.
That's hilarious. That just reminds me of...
Ty Dillon minding his own business, and then Kyle Larson.
That reminds me of Talladega back in the spring when, and the final lap when that happened, and then Denny Hamlin tweets the meme with Kyle Larson's like, "How much signal do I need to cross 8 lane? None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else." And then it shows Kyle Larson wrecking the field at Talladega. That was hilarious. That was a hilarious meme. Oh god, the NASCAR memes are golden. I will say, if you never see them, guys, you gotta look at them. You gotta know the context, but if you know the context, they are absolutely golden. They are top-notch memes, 100% of the time. Well, not 100% of the time, but most of the time.
If you noticed, the pit announcer at the end of the race roasted Ross Chastain a little bit. Because I think the thing was, they were asking him about when he was going off course onto the road, and the guy goes, what happened on that turn? And then Ross Chastain's like, "What do you mean?" And then the announcer's like, "Did you talk to your team about doing that?" Like roasting him. He's like, "Oh, I would He starts
I mean, at this point in the season, it's Ross Chastain. We know he's going to do something and wreck somebody in a race. So, is there really a reason to ask when, I don't know.
But
Anyway, I guess we can
now,
preview. I guess we could talk about the track that they're already going to bend to by the time this podcast episode goes up. And that'd be our home track of Michigan International Speedway. And Jackson's been there a few times, but he's not coming on this. He's going to be gone. But you and I, Hitmaster, have both been there before. That's a good time to talk about our home track, some fun experiences that we've had there. I guess talk about what we think, predict, maybe do some Simpsons style predicting of what might happen on Sunday. You're going, I think, right?
oh yeah, I'll be going. I'm gonna have to be getting up around 7 because me and my friends are gonna be carpooling until the gates open. I don't know why, but yeah.
I've been there.
The last time.
I've been there so many times. We started going for the first time. I think it was 2007, but I remember the first time I went, 2009 maybe. We've gone every year since, except for like 2013 because we went to the Brickyard 400 that year. We didn't go 2015 or 2016 for whatever reason, and then we didn't obviously go in 2020, but that's it. So, and I'm not going this year either because we're going to Bristol in September. But at least we'll have a live correspondent down there, at least one of them. I don't know if Jackson's going. I know Brian's going. I don't know if Jackson's going. I wish I could ask him, but he isn't anymore. So, but anyway, let's get into it. Stories about MIS. What is some fun things you've done? How many years have you been going? Hello? Hello? You're muted, maybe? Hello? I think you're muted, Hitmaster. Hold on. Wait 1 second. Okay. Make sure I'm not muting him. No, he's all good. Huh. Try leaving the call and coming back in. Look, it's my big blurry face. Hello. Hello. Hello there. I'm trying to keep you entertained. There we go. There we go.
My alarm went off for some odd reason. I don't know why the alarm went off. But then I couldn't hear nothing.
Alarm kills all. Okay, back to the topic at hand.
Okay.
I'll let you go first.
All right. The last time I went was actually last year because me and my friends wanted to go see these cars for the last time. See the cars numbers on the side and not the shitty front side. But yeah, we went to go see that, and that's the year when I got to see Jeff Gordon walk by me and the previous owner, Bill France. Or not Bill France, unless that's his name. I don't remember. Long story short, I met the guy with a mustache. Anyways, I saw him, and then that's when I got the signature from Austin Dillon. And then we got to meet Alex Bowman, and the first question, so there was a Q&A, and my friend got to give a question to Alex Bowman, of all people. And it was so funny because the first thing he asked was, what did he think when he and checkered flag, and that was it. That's all he said.
Damn.
And then he said, "Oh, by the way, also, I also said in my head, I hope he doesn't say I'm a hack." And everyone just started laughing
That is hilarious.
as he had his hack Bowman shirt on.
Oh my god. I remember that. When, last year, I went last year and it was extremely hot. Holy crap. And I remember it was the first time that they ever done like driver Q&As. They had Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, Matt DiBenedetto, Alex Bowman, Corey LaJoy maybe? No, he had COVID, so he wasn't there. They did somebody else. It was Anthony Alfredo maybe. I tried to go see them all. I vlogged that. You guys can go see the vlog on the channel. Me and my dad went, and I just remember it was extremely hot. But
It's gonna be hot this year too.
I know.
From what I'm hearing.
Yeah. I'm not. That's one thing I don't miss from going there this year is gonna be that heat. I really wish Michigan would get lights so they can do a night race, but I mean it's not that popular. However, kind of pissed because I mean all these boring tracks that are usually exception is Texas, but like Pocono, Auto Club, all these other tracks that are usually mediocre at best have been doing really good this year with this new car, and I feel like Michigan's going to fall under that same category. And the short tracks have not been that great this year, so I feel like Bristol's going to be shit the year that I go. Hope that's not the case, and Michigan's going to be good the year I don't go. Hope that's not the case again. Well, I guess I hope it's the case because I want to see a good race there so it sticks around. But
if Bristol dirt is going to be exactly like Bristol asphalt, then we got a situation.
That would be something to see, though, of the dirt races.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. If Bristol asphalt turns into the Bristol dirt, then that's going to be different.
That would be something to see, though, cars sliding around like that. I just hope it doesn't get rained out, honestly.
I hope Michigan doesn't get rained out because they predict it's supposed to rain, but...
Well, I remember last year it was hot, but it ended up raining late in the race. Checking the forecast. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to rain on Sunday. Ooh, hopefully it doesn't. But, I remember last year, like, it was pretty boring. Like, it was an average Michigan race for the most part, leading up to, like, the final 10 laps. And then Austin Dillon's crash happened. That was probably the biggest thing that happened at that point. And then the rain came, and they did a caution, no red flag or anything, like sprinkle. Then they restarted, and all hell broke loose. And I saw Joey Logano wreck right in front of me. Best moment ever. Besides seeing Dale Jr. win in 2012. Best moment I've ever seen in a NASCAR race in person.
Everyone hates Joey Logano.
I hate him too. I can't say I hate him as much as I hate Denny Hamlin anymore, but back then.
Denny Hamster, I call him.
God. How many other years okay, we'll continue in a minute, but like how many other years have you been going to MIS? Is that their first year or?
This is the first time I'm going back-to-back years. I haven't ever went back-to-back years, so I'm hoping do next year's too, but we'll see if it's still on the schedule next year.
I think it'll be on the schedule next year, but who knows?
If it isn't, then congratulations to the person that wins it for the final time.
Look, personally, I really want to go to Talladega, or maybe the Chicago Street Race that's coming next year. We'll just have to see, but see some other good stories that I got. Let's see, who have I met? I saw Dale Jr. win over 10 years ago, in person.
I was watching that. I watched that race on
the non-existent
TV at my grandparents.
Well, the now extinct Turn 3 grandstands that have since went to Texas, and have probably sat abandoned ever since because nobody goes there anymore.
Texas.
But what everybody forgets is that race was actually delayed by about 2 hours, and because a huge monsoon literally came through MIS that morning. We got there, and back then I was getting a ton of die casts at the haulers, 164 die casts, and I collected those. I got one, which was a huge disappointment for me, but we were getting poured on. Water was literally pooling up to our ankles where we were sitting underneath the grandstands, waiting for the rain to clear, and we had to dry our socks out and stuff like that. And then actually when it started, I didn't even see the Denny Hamlin fire because it was on pit road and we were sitting in turn 3. And then we saw the wrecks on the backstretch. There was a couple. And then Junior dominated the race. And everybody was holding up fingers to count down how many laps were left as he drove by. And it was just, I've never seen a crowd that unified before. And, well, at least a NASCAR crowd, but it's crazy.
It's the thing that everyone at Michigan, I don't know what it is. He wasn't even born in Michigan, but everyone at Michigan loves Junior for some odd reason.
Everybody everywhere loves Dale Jr. You can't not like him. What has he done to not be liked, you know?
My friend actually does not like Dale Jr.
Probably because he's salty, he's so popular.
Well, he also said he doesn't like Austin Dillon because Austin Dillon's ruining a 3-car.
That I can agree with.
He goes, I'm upset because he could never win a race. I'm like, oh, I can tell you what. He's actually won a race.
He's won 3 races.
Think about it. Yeah. If you think about it, he also won the 2018 Daytona 500 in the 3rd car.
But, like, we can all agree he's not that great of a driver, right?
Like, right. He
does not deserve the prejudice number 3. He's only getting it because he's Richard Childress's grandson. You know, there's a lot of people saying, you know, it's because of Richard RCR's favoritism towards Austin Dillon that Tyler Reddick is leaving, which also broke since the last time we uploaded the podcast. Since the last time I recorded, at least. So maybe that's why Reddick's obviously better than Dillon. He's got 2 wins already this year, starting up and coming, whatever. I don't personally hate Austin Dillon. I think he is pretty overrated. But I don't hate him. He's not a mean guy or whatever. He is kind of a, you know, he can be a little bit of a hothead sometimes, but I don't have really that much of an opinion on him.
Yeah, it's iffy for me. Because I like Dillon. At the same time, I don't. And at the same time, I just want him out of that 3 car so that Jeffrey Earnhardt can take that car over.
Jeffrey Earnhardt?
The reason why I just want Jeffrey Earnhardt because I feel like any driver or any person that needs to drive the 3 needs to be an Earnhardt.
Okay.
I know that's
okay.
gonna hate
So
a lot of
this is actually a good podcast topic to save for a different video, like a full-on thing, a good miscellaneous topic. But talk about. I don't think the 3 should be on the track at all anymore. I'm not going to talk about that too much. I want to save that for a different podcast. We talk about retiring NASCAR numbers. We'll get to that different episode. That's my thought on it. I don't think even if it was Dale Jr. himself that got offered to drive the 3, or RCR for some reason gets back in the car and drives again, I don't think anybody else should have the 3, honestly. So that's my thought on it. But again, plays favoritism because of family. And, you know, that kind of thing. But anyway, back to more MIS stories.
True.
What other funny ones do I got?
There was a hauler that was an iRacing simulator.
Oh, I remember that.
The whole last year, I was racing iRacing, which one of these times when my computer ever gets fixed, because yes, it is broken. When it gets fixed, we need to do a video together of iRacing.
Poggers, I am 100% down for that. I'm still gonna buy it, but I will play it.
Right. Because it is very fun, and if you don't know anything how race cars work, anything like that, that is a perfect game to play. You know how to shift. You can use your hell. I use this controller all the time for it. And this is an Xbox controller. You just have to make sure you have the wheel on perfect of each track.
Do you have to use a controller, or can you use a keyboard? Because I don't have a controller emulated. I do, but I don't know where it is.
I think it is just controller and wheel.
Ah, all right. I do have a PS4 controller emulated, but I might have to recalibrate it because it's been a while since I've used it. But we'll say whenever you get your computer fixed and whenever I actually buy the game because I didn't even have it yet. I said at the beginning of the summer, oh, I'm gonna buy this game and I'm gonna play it for video. It's only $10, and I never did. So we'll see. But
that, and also you can make your own car. I have this thing where I made you can put it as your paint scheme. And one time I put the paint scheme as like a Luigi thing or a Pokemon paint scheme. Even though it's kind of iffy. So or they have ARCA cars, which are basically these. And I put the actual paint scheme from this on the ARCA car.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
So if you want to like drive a 24 car, bet you can just do it that way.
Wow. I've never played iRacing. Did you do the iRacing booth last year? Was it like free to do?
Oh, I did it twice. I almost beat the time, but I was just this close off. I was 0.123 seconds.
Huh. That's crazy. I also remember last year there was a church service going on. We actually stayed for some of it. There was a guy, he was so burnt. He was so tan. He looked like a freaking pretzel bun. Not even kidding you. He was shirtless with khaki shorts and shoes. And he had a cooler next to him watching the church service. Cooked like a pretzel bun. Holy crap. Was he burnt. That's all I remember from that church service. But the haulers at MIS was another big thing. Cause like I always shop for diecast. Like even today, we go to MIS. You shop for stuff. Cause they always got cool stuff. And while I don't get the 164 diecasts anymore, I still like to get shirts or pins or maybe the 124s if they're in a good deal. There's like barely any haulers anymore. I think we talked about this in the last episode, but it kind of sucks,
Yeah. I was hoping to get a diecast car. But I'm hoping that they have the cars that are going to be racing at the track, because from what I'm hearing, is that the 77 car, whoever drives that car, I don't even know who it is, but it's going to be Michigan State related.
I saw that, yes.
And my family is really, really, really liking Michigan State. And my stepdad is a huge fan of it. And so I'm hoping that Tom Izzo and Mel Tucker, because they're going to be the
Grand Marshals, which is hell amazing.
They can sign it, and then I'll give it to him for his birthday.
Here's I want that diecast. If it goes on sale, I'm buying it. I'm buying that diecast just because of Spartans. Like it's like freaking Josh Bilicki though. Like they got Alex Bowman. Well, it was really Dale Jr., but it was Alex Bowman drove the car in 2016. The U of M paint scheme. Right. It's the only Dale Jr. scheme I refuse to ever buy because I hate Wolverines. Love the Spartans. I want the Spartan car. I hope they sell it. But being Josh Bilicki, are they actually going to sell the damn thing? Like, why Josh Bilicki? Couldn't it have been another Hendrick car to continue the trend? Why is it be freaking Josh Bilicki? No, couldn't it have been Corey LaJoie at least? I mean, seriously, but no, I do hope to get that diecast though.
Now, here's my question. This is still on topic of MIS, but this is also on topic. Who do you think is going to win at MIS? In my opinion, I think that it's finally going to happen where a Michigan native is going to win. Either Eric Jones, somehow, some way, is going to win, or Brad Keselowski, somehow, some way, is going to win.
I know. I don't know. Brad has been very underwhelming this year. Eric Jones has been good for the equipment he's in. I just don't think it's strong enough to win at MIS. So I can't see either of them winning. Even though I do want to see a Michigan native win Eric Jones came very close in 2017 to winning. Personally, it's really a toss-up because we've seen, I mean, if it's anything like Auto Club or, even, I can't even think of the other track I mentioned earlier because Atlanta's a super speedway now, so I can't really consider that. But personally, I want to see Chase Elliott win, though I do want to see him win at Bristol because I want to see him win in person. Because Brian's seen Joey Logano win in person. I want to see Chase Elliott win in person too. But also, I think Tyler Reddick's going to have a great shot because he did really good at Auto Club, and those tracks are very similar. You always got to throw in possibly, Kyle Busch has never won there. Maybe he'll win there. Denny Hamlin.
No, Kyle Busch won there before.
Did?
Kyle Busch has won in Michigan.
I don't remember that.
I think it was because I remember because I was asleep. We had tickets up on the big blue booth, and I was watching and I fell asleep. Sadly, my dad brought me to the car and we left. While I woke up, all I could hear was Kyle Busch wins at Michigan.
When would that have been?
And he was in the Double Mint Camry.
Oh, so it was either 2010 or 2011. Okay, that's probably why I don't remember it. But I mean, he gets a win. Maybe Denny Hamlin wins there. Personally, I'm gonna go with Tyler Red. Wait, I did this last time? I have an official list picked. Let me see. Who did I pick for MIS? Let me find the list. Who did I pick? I picked Ryan Blaney.
I'm definitely not picking Karen Harvick.
I picked Ryan Blaney. My dad picked Kevin Harvick. Jackson picked Kyle Larson, and Brian picked Joey Logano. But I picked Ryan Blaney. Another good pick, because he won there last year. Probably why I picked him, honestly. But who do you think is going to win is the question. Because you're going to be there, so you have a little bit more influence.
Like I said, I want a Michigan native to win, but since I know that's probably not going to happen, the closest I have to say is either Chase Elliott, of course, because I like Chase Elliott, but also, I mean, Kyle Larson did good last year, but that was when he was on his championship run.
Right.
Who was in the battle? Who else was in the battle? Because I know Blaney was there. Blaney was the one that won.
Byron would be another solid pick.
Yeah. I think basically any. Sorry about that. Sorry about my video keep going off. My friends keep trying to call me. I think basically, long story short, any Hendrick driver. It seems like Hendrick. I think like Hendrick's always good at that track, and it's like. Third straight time they have been trying to call me. I'm getting sick and tired of this shit.
I will say if a Michigan driver is going to win, it's going to be Eric Jones, I believe. But that's still a long shot.
Oh yeah, I forgot Eric Jones. Eric Jones is from Michigan too.
Who else did you say? It's Brad and Eric Jones, I think.
I said. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I always thought Eric Jones was in the 20 car. I don't know why I'm thinking of that, but what the fuck?
You wish. We could do a whole video on petty enterprises and that crapshoot, but Byron's a solid pick. Kyle Larson always a solid pick. All of them are solid picks. Quite honestly, I'm just hoping for a good race.
Oh yeah. I didn't waste $200 for not having a good race.
But I also hope you'll have to tell me, you'll have to recap when to the next episode. If well, I guess kind of might kind of have to be the next episode. But we're still going to be behind. But you'll have to recap what your experience of the track was like. You know, the race as well, but also like the pre-race stuff and fun events there are to do. Because there seems to be less and less. Because, you know, the haulers have been decreasing, but it seems like a lot less events to do in general. So I have to recap what that's going to be like. Because I'm not saying the same for Bristol as well. But anyway, going back to that. Have you ever been in the pits before? Done pit passes?
The closest I've got to the pit passes was when I met Joey Gatto.
Okay.
And I went to the place where they come through, and I almost met Jeff Gordon when he was driving, but sadly,
rip.
Didn't. But then, not even 5 years later, I got to see him go by and this close. So it's worth it.
Worth it experience.
Even though he's chunky. But still, we don't talk about that.
Modern Jeff Gordon, we do not talk about.
Modern Jeff Gordon versus the now Jeff Gordon.
I've done pit passes twice. Then in 2014, I think I talked about this again in the last podcast, but it was a very a pretty forgettable experience. We only really got to see the cars get rolled out onto the pit road starting grid. We didn't get to meet any drivers. I mean, I got to walk the pits, which was pretty nice. But in 2019, I got to do it again. A lot more fun. Got to see all the cars, but also got to see a ton of drivers. So we got driver intro passes as well. But they canceled driver intros because of the rain. So we were walking through, and they were walking literally right there. And I'm sitting there with some reason, have my Dale Jr. hat on and not my Chase Elliott hat because I bought one that day, and then I saved put in the car instead of, wearing it. So Chase Elliott walks by, and I don't have anything for him to sign. So then Brian got the Joey Logano hat signed, and then lo and behold, Logano goes on to win the race. Woohoo! Voodoo magic, I guess. But that was really fun getting to see all the drivers walk by, and we got to peek in on the pre-race that they were doing because it was Fox, so I got to see Jeff Gordon and Darrell Waltrip, one of his last races he ever did.
Jeff Gordon's first year,
2019. Yeah, maybe.
I think that was Jeff Gordon's first year because I think he no,
2016 was definitely his first year.
Yeah,
he retired and then went straight to Fox.
Well, actually, I don't think it was because if you think about it, 2016 was the year when he got slashed by Brad Keselowski at Texas.
He retired in 2015, so 2016 he would have started broadcasting.
When was the time that he got slashed by Brad?
I think that was 2014.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very pissed about that.
That was a race, man.
I hated Brad Keselowski for a couple weeks, and then I was like, you know what? I don't know why I should be mad at this. Even though Kevin Harvick was the one that started it, I should just be mad at Kevin Harvick.
Everybody just be mad at Harvick now. But no, where was I at? I got to see Darrell Waltrip. It was one of his last broadcasts before he retired, so that was pretty cool. From that, I got to see Michael Waltrip. So that was pretty cool. I don't know, pit passes are expensive, otherwise I'd probably do them more often. But
I was going to do this year, get infield passes for the ARCA race, the Xfinity race, and then the Cup race. But they also they also cost too much money, and also where would I sleep? We don't have any RVs.
Yeah, you kind of need an RV if you're going to go into the infield. This goes for any track, that has an infield thing. You need a little bit. You need some big vehicle to give you some space.
I could have borrowed my grandparents, but they live all the way in Mount Pleasant, and I'm not driving all the way to Mount Pleasant to get their shit.
Plus, those things have horrible gas mileage, and gas is so fucking expensive right now. Though it is going down, so that's good. But I've never done infield passes. I don't know. You feel like you kind of have to be old enough to drink in order to do those. You can get wasted, and because that's what you do in the infield. You drink and you party. That's what you do. You don't really go to there for the race or whatever. So, kind of self-explanatory situation, but well, that's pretty cool. So that'd be pretty cool. Good for stuff for MIS. Again, I really don't hope MIS doesn't go off the schedule though. I like going there.
Yeah.
It's a fun experience. Crowds have been dwindling, but you still see a good amount of stuff. I mean, I can list off all the drivers I've seen win there. I've seen Carl Edwards win there because I saw it in 2007. I don't remember. I've seen Dale Jr. win. I've seen Mark Martin. I've seen Denny Hamlin. I've seen Dale Jr. Jimmy Johnson. Kyle Larson. Kevin Harvick. Terry Logano. And Ryan Blaney. And then I've seen also Ryan Newman win at Indy. But that was Indy. No. Then whoever see this year at Bristol. We'll see.
I remember watching, I think it was, whoever was driving the 55 car, when he spun out into the pits and just hit the back end of his car.
Oh, that was Mark Martin.
Yeah.
That was a wild crash.
I saw that one, and I was just like, oh my god, he almost died.
Like, literally, if it was maybe a couple feet, he would have died. Because it would have went right into the driver's seat. That's how insanely close that was. And then he walks away just fine. Like, this old man, Baldwin, walks out of the car just fine. It sucks.
Which I have mad respect for Mark Martin.
I love Mark Martin. I want to go to his little car museum collection thing in Arkansas one time, but what other reason? We need another reason to go to Arkansas, and there's really no other reason to go to Arkansas. So, but maybe as a pass-through thing, that'd be pretty cool, because he's still very much involved with cars and stuff, and I'd love to meet him one day. He seems like a very nice guy. But
He does.
Soon, one day. I still have yet to meet Dale Jr. in person. I gotta do that first. While he's still broadcasting and everything. So, maybe, maybe at Bristol. We'll see. I'm hoping when I go to Bristol, I get to meet some YouTubers, some that'll actually be there. Because it's, Bristol, not MIS. Maybe some broadcasters.
To be honest, I just want to be out of Michigan so I can actually go see what's outside of fucking Michigan.
We gotta do it. I want to go to Talladega so bad, or the 500. One of the two, Talladega or the 500. We gotta go one of those.
If I was to win the lottery one day, I would go to every track that's on the schedule.
I would love
But once, at least once, not like the whole entire season, just one time. So if they have 2 races, just go to the first race and that's it.
I would go to the whole season. I'd do all the tracks. I'd make a whole year out of it. Just go road tripping across the country. Do everything. You got the money, got the time, make the time. You got the money, don't need a job. Go do it, have fun. That's a life goal for me. I got a lot of life goals. That's one of them. But I'd love to do that. But first, I don't have the money for that, so I got to do track by track. So, but after Bristol, I mean, maybe go to MIS next year again. Depends on how good this year's race is, honestly. Because I like going to new tracks and seeing new things and everything. But
I have a feeling since Michigan's one of the only non-restrictor plated tracks, that it should be good. But then again, you got to think also, and yes, my friend has been fucking calling me the past 5 times. It's annoying. I think it's going to be good. But then if, let's say they just keep going around with no wrecks. There's like no wrecks in the race. I don't know what's going to happen, but NASCAR's going to take it off the circuit. Because everyone's going to be bored. Everyone's going to want to leave.
Who knows? I think most people are just looking for some good racing. That's not just a bunch of drivers acting really stupid. I think that's a big criticism that a lot of people have with this more modern group of people, the younger crowd. They're too inexperienced to really race. They're just wrecking each other, which, albeit, is what people come to watch most of the time. But people don't. But people can tell when it's a shit show and actually good racing with some crashes thrown in. I don't think Michigan's fallen too much into that category. I mean, what Michigan race can we call a wreck fest? I don't think you can call any of them a wreck fest. So I think it's okay.
Until a car or two gets on their roof or almost into the catch fence, that's not a...
Well, that happened a couple times. Like 2000, Elliott Sadler flipped in a qualifying session at MIS. And then in 2003, Kenny Wallace got into the catch fence on top of another car. But I mean, that was on the backstretch where no grandstands are, so that's not too big of a deal. Personally, I mean, we've seen a flip at Charlotte this year, so a flip at Michigan wouldn't be too out of the ordinary.
And we saw a flip at Pocono.
And at Pocono, too. So honestly, it can happen at Michigan, too. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I would be surprised, but I wouldn't be as surprised if it didn't happen, if the other two didn't happen, you know.
I mean, it almost happened, technically, if you want to think about it, last year, too.
With
that Austin Dillon wreck.
I was so pissed because that was at the end of the stage, and I was filming the cars coming by as they were ending the stage, and I completely missed it. I didn't see it happen. I didn't even see it happen. I'm like, what is everybody reacting to? Oh, somebody crashed over there.
So that was the time when I was like I think it was like 3 laps to go on the stage, and I was like, okay, guys, my head's in pain. I'm gonna go down into the area and just cool down. And they're like, okay. So I go down, right? And I start going in. And I start, because there's a huge TV, you know that TV in there before you go into the elevator? I was just watching it there. And then we were sitting, no joke, at the exit of pit road. The exit of pit road.
That's right where it happened.
Right. And when I saw it on the TV, I was like, that was right where we're sitting. I hate my life. And I legit said that. They go like, what happened? I go, that's my seats. I could have saw that wreck very well.
Oh, well. I at least personally got redeemed by getting to see Joey Logano crash right in front of me, so. But, I mean, I think this race, I have hope because of the other tracks like Pocono, Auto Club, Charlotte. They've all been really fun this year. I think this one's going to be good too. So, I have high hopes.
Now, I really don't ask this question, but who do you think is going to win the pole?
The pole
thing.
Fuck, I fuck all idea who's going to win the pole. Pole don't mean shit these days, anyways. I don't fucking know. Again, I'll have to guess Reddick because he's been really good. Maybe Chase Elliott could win it too. You know, just whoever's on the hot streak at this point. Also, I mean, qualifying gets rained out. You know, it's going to be Chase Elliott. So,
yeah, it seems like every time it either rains out or it gets canceled, it's Chase Elliott that takes the fucking spot.
Well, at least it used to be qualifying was rained out. They set it by the point standings, so that would put Elliott on the pole. I don't know what they do nowadays. That's how they used to do it, but with the new chase system and whatever, playoff, whatever, I don't know how they do it now. But
I mean, technically, I don't count Chase Elliott's win at Pocono because technically he did not win. I don't count it, but So technically, right now he has 3 in my eyes.
He's still leading the point. He's leading in both the playoffs and he's leading the regular season. So either way, he would get the pole. So at least doesn't make it too complicated. Now if like I don't know who the fuck else got 2 wins. Denny Hamlin wins, and he doesn't get it taken away because of tape, or Tyler Reddick wins again. Then it would get kind of complicated.
Heck, who knows? Maybe Austin Dillon will win.
Maybe Josh Bilicki will win in the Spartan car. We'll see. Now that
and then we can say that the Michigan State car did better than the Michigan car, just like how Michigan choked against Michigan State.
Boom. We'd also probably call it bias because Tom Izzo and Mel Tucker are going to be there, and the Spartan car ends up winning.
Tuck is coming.
That'd be so funny. That'd be fuck all so funny. I would laugh. I'd be very happy, and I would laugh if fucking Josh Bilicki wins just because he's in a Spartan car.
When I get there, I'm getting the diecast of that William Byron 24 car.
Throwback?
From Darlington, yeah. I'm definitely that. And I'm putting it on top of my huge shelf that I'm going to make after the race and just put all my die-casts.
Poggers. Sounds like sweetness. We definitely do need to do an episode where we just talk about our diecast collections, because Jackson's got a pretty big collection. You've got a good amount of cars. I got a lot of cars.
Oh, I saw his rowdy cans.
Yeah, and he's got 124 diecast. I still need to go over his house. We need to do diecast reviews, all those, but own thing, whatever. Yeah, I don't know what diecast I'm gonna get. I'm just trying to get like Mountain Dew diecast. I'm trying to get Dale Jr. They're all so expensive right now, though. So that's why I'm hoping at Bristol I get some good deals. I haven't actually looked online. Maybe tomorrow I will, because I'm going to take some bottles back so I have some money. And I also won't have a car, so I'll have plenty of time to shop. But we'll see. I also don't have a job right now, so I can't really binge buy until I get another one back. But I know you got a job, but I don't.
But I do.
See, I have free time and you have money. Now, which one would you rather prefer?
But you should have said, I have free time and you have a dead job.
You have income.
You have a job that kills you and you have a chance to get away from it. And I have free time where I can just play video games and do anything.
I literally finished a video game in like 2 days. I love doing that. Fucking funny. But any last thoughts?
All right. Then I'll make sure to tell everybody what happened at MIS, the next one.
Yep, that should be our next one, recapping what happens at MIS. I don't know if Jackson's going, but we've got a lot of shows playing. We got a lot of miscellaneous stuff that we got to do. Brian, we got to get Brian on. We got to do a bunch of other fun topics to talk about eventually. NASCAR collections, other debates, whatever.
And hopefully we can get Jackson's stuff fixed.
Hopefully it's technical issues fixed out, stuff like that. But if you guys didn't already notice, this podcast is going to go up tentatively every Friday. We're going to try and keep it weekly as the season progresses, but once the season's over, it might be a little bit more sparse, but it will go up probably every Friday. So,
yeah.
And it'll be, of course, on my channel, as you have already seen. We got that figured out. And maybe we'll get the name changed. I don't know, Talking NASCAR is a pretty simple name. We can change it, but credit to Jeff Lemills for making the thumbnails. He might have to change them if we change the name, though. Sorry, but oh well.
I mean, he showed me the thumbnail today, and it looks. I loved it. I laughed because it's so funny. I don't know if he showed you that yet, but it's basically you and your face and my face inside of a NASCAR.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I just love it.
Oh my god, he'll have to get Jackson's face on there, because he's gonna try and be a permanent member, but we'll see. Because he wants to be, but hopefully you get the connection issues worked out and everything, and get a little more consistent stuff. But I think that's a good place to wrap it up for this second episode of Talking NASCAR, whatever the hell we want to call it. We'll figure that out. But thank you to Hitmaster for coming back on. Thank you to Jackson for coming on for a little bit. Hopefully we get his situation figured out. Again, every Friday, stay tuned. Join the Discord. I will make a section on the Discord to get guests on, kind of like how we do it for Strolling and Trolling. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably get that set up tomorrow. That'll already be done by the time this episode goes live, so no issues there. And go subscribe to Hitmaster, subscribe to Jackson Jacks Off, subscribe to me. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.